Good vela, levela, Saint Lucie, levela. Good morning to you folks. Welcome once again to another morning edition of Keeping It Real right here on Sky FM 93.1 around St. Lucia and around the world via the internet, via Facebook. How are you doing today? Good morning to you at 11 minutes after 6 in the morning. I'm Norbert Williams, yours truly, right here. And good morning to those of you already out there watching us, well, listening. Out there in the diaspora, good morning to you. Oh boy, some people have been on a long time. You really love this station. Good morning, Antigua, US of A, United Kingdom, Canada, Martinique. Bonjour, Martinique. Bonjour, US Virgin Islands. Bonjour, Cayenne. Bonjour, Trinidad. Bonjour, Barbade. Barbados, ma. What's going on? Bonjour, Bermuda. What's going on, Beijing, ma? Ma, is action this morning, man. Good morning to everyone around the world and around St. Lucia, in the north, the south, the east, the west, wherever you are. Hey, good morning to you on GVD TV channel 115. And good morning to you. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Good morning to you on Facebook, on our Facebook page, facebook.com/SkyFMSLU, and also facebook.com/Keeping It Real SLU. How you like that, folks? How you like it? You like that? I like it. Wherever you are, at your home, jogging, you're on the bus, you're in your car, you're outside of St. Lucia, anywhere in the world, you're on Facebook, your social media, you're on Radio Garden. You know, you just can't get away from Sky FM. That's right, the infectious Sky FM getting to you every which way. You're in the bath, yeah, we there too. You're in bed, we there. You're on the roof, we there too. Ou ka sekle we de, ou ka mawe bef nou la, un cochon nou la tou, un poule nou la. My goodness, Sky FM giving it to you everywhere, left, right and center. That's why they don't like it. We're gonna give it to you anyway. If you want it with salt, we're giving it with salt. No salt, pan salt, pan sel. You want it with sugar, we're giving it to you with sugar too. Doucement. You don't want it with sugar? That's up to you. You want to put whatever you want on it? That's it. That's Sky FM. Good morning. I'm good and raring to go today, folks. Oh, yes. Lots of things in store. Not right now, but lots of things in store. Elections coming. Tout ça qui était trop poussé. Call it. Il ka vini, zot pa parler à présent. Karka glo. Ka pon zot pis zot ka li. Et kui en lè clason. N'est-ce pas? Est-ce pas vrai? Elections coming, you're not calling again. The bangade. Huh? Elections coming December, elections coming October, elections coming May, elections. Zot pièce pas connaître date là. Léo la, Jayan là. Ek moi la Jayan les autres, yeah. Folks, today I have to update the information I gave you about elections yesterday. Elections will be called between today and the 12th of July. That's right, 1 month to go. Today is the 11th of June. So y'all don't need to call any press conference. You know who I'm talking about. Y'all don't need to make any statement. Y'all don't need to write any nonsense on Facebook, on social media. Nowhere. Y'all don't need to call no talk show. Elections will be announced between today. Tout moun ha konet sa. Everybody knows. Everybody knew it before also. But you know, as usual, the Hakalaks and the 6 angry horsemen, they had to try and make it seem as if comme si des autres ka conduit ça ka fait Saint Lucie. L'habitude zot pa ka conduit rien. Ek jodia, gade pour pli bêtises en les social media. Pli bêtises online. Pli bêtises en nouvelle là. Peace. Bay la ka piche yo, wey ka vini ka piche dada yo. That's right. That's right, licks. Telling you this morning, nobody call me and tell me any nonsense. I'm ready to go. Ready to go. Not a damn seat for them. Everybody come out and vote.
This election was like war among them party. When I was more than sure they win already. Hudson Phillips said, tell them that's the last of PNM. But when the rest complete, is he who end up without a seat.
Not a damn seat for them.
Mama, that's what Chambers say.
Not a damn seat for them.
Not a single seat on election day.
Not a damn seat for them.
How they lose, they can't understand.
Not a damn seat for them.
They call in Chambers a Obia man. Them ONR jump and whine, making a big show. As they had the crowd behind, everywhere they go. So they thought that crowd was bored. They say they're gonna cut me throat. Sparrow start to ball, when he hear not a seat at all.
Not a damn seat for them.
Sparrow, that's ingratitude.
Not a damn seat for them.
You buy the finger that give you food.
Not a damn seat for them.
Look how you hug up Dr. Willie.
Not a damn seat for them.
People afraid you in this country. Hudson Philip fell apart, beaten pole to pole. Dr. Laguise broke his heart in his own stronghold. Well, the party took a blow when their leader went below. The failure of Carl was the end of the ONR.
Not a damn seat for them.
Carl joined the alliance too.
Not a damn seat for them.
And they'll go find something for you to do.
Not a damn seat for them.
I hear he make best a senator.
Not a damn seat for them.
If Uti make you party lawyer. Trinidadians got a hint, they heard of the plans. The ONR had blueprint to bring the Cubans. People took it on of course, said their freedom will be lost. Before this problem, we better put back the PNM.
Not a damn seat for them.
This is what PNM do for we.
Not a damn seat for them.
They give we freedom and liberty.
Not a damn seat for them.
Freedom to walk, freedom to protest.
Not a damn seat for them.
Freedom to talk, freedom of the press.
Yeah, not a damn seat for them. Y'all too wicked. And people of St. Lucia must teach you all a serious and unforgettable lesson. Folks, go out and vote. Get your ID. You know, I heard some talk running about the place about some, person out there saying that you don't need the ID. No, it doesn't need to be valid for you to vote. Duh. But if you've never voted before, if you've lost your ID and that's the only one that you have to get your ID. I don't think there's any bad information, but always trying to skew the story, make themselves relevant. Folks, go out and get your ID. If you lost it, get it renewed. Because elections is not the only reason why you need an ID. So if you get into it, get to it. Ou pas ça aller en banque là sans ID. You can't do a lot of things without an ID. Get your ID. Now is a good opportunity, is a good incentive to do what you've been procrastinating on for quite a while. Okay? And plain and simple. Plain and simple. If you've never voted before, you can't vote if you don't have an ID. And even if you can vote with your passport, you can't vote if you're not registered. So you have to be registered. Okay? And if you've moved location, you still have to go back to the electoral office to put in your new electoral district. So by and large, most of what's required is for you to go there, so just get it done. Why try and, confuse people or misdirect them or cause them to be lackadaisical? An ID is an important thing. So if elections is coming around and you can get that done, get it done.
They're going mad, mad.
Yeah. All they try.
They're going mad.
They're going mad.
Mad.
And it's looking bad.
And it's looking bad. Well, I got no hate in my heart for them. I give them love and they feed me hate. My heart is clean and my mind is pure. So they can't understand why I can't go down. So they're going mad, mad. All they try. They're going mad, mad. And it's looking bad. And though I have no hate for my better man, I always wish them the best I can. So I don't see why they wanna see me down. But universally I am safe and sound. So they're going mad, mad. All they try. They're going mad, mad. And it's looking bad, yeah.
Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Norbert, and how are you?
Good morning, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Indeed, they are going mad, Mr. Norbert. Thank you so much for all. Oh my God, they are really going mad, Mr. Norbert.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
How's the weather up there in the hood?
Oh, the weather is very nice. Cool, quiet, very nice this morning.
Wonderful.
Very nice. This is my weather.
I know what you mean.
I'm calling you
to
thank you for all the information. I and others, I'm sure some of us did not even know what's going on in our country.
Well, you're welcome.
Even some of us did not even know the constitution of our country. So a big thank, I'm telling you, a big thank you to you. But
you're welcome.
I'm calling again to tell our people in the diaspora, even though they are supporting a political party, indeed they are on the live, I'm seeing them, do not advise the people in St. Lucia not to take the vaccine because, Mr. Norbert, the people I saw on live, I know they took the vaccine already in New York.
Oh yes. Let me tell you something, caller. Adan yo jik an Saint Lucie. À point. Yo jit point en le caméra. Hold la terre, pas hold Saint ici, hein? Hold la terre ouais yo. Mais yo même derrière en bas couverti ka encourager moun pour pas prendre vaccin là, mais pour prendre ivermectin. Des bonnes ça yo hier.
Oh my God, ça pas bon.
Just pour create problems of class là.
Oui, là où dit put your travail quoi because you can support a political party et on les line ka parler autant magie, ça pas nice. Ça pas nice, yes. Well, je sais que c'est pour really indiquer quoi yo. So ça c'est affaire yo si yo quitter un bon gouvernement aller. Moi-même, vous êtes époque là, because moi-même pas ça assise à ce jet blue pour half an hour, et l'applique à venir, et pour nous nous l'autre flight planning pour venir. So I am wishing all the best for the Prime Minister health, and so that he can continue the work he has started. Thank you very much, and thank you. This time around, nobody cannot say PR for UWP stuff. We have enough PR for now. So thank you, Mr. Champagne. Good morning, Dr. Secret, and the Jean-Pierre family of Barnes, and everybody, Macheka, everybody. Aggie and Mr. Gaines, good morning, Mr. Williamson. You have a nice day.
Morning. Thank you very much. Have a great day too. Thank you. Bye-bye. All the way from Brooklyn, New York. That's right, in the 917. Good morning to you.
You buy the finger that give you food. Not a damn seed for them. Look how you hug up, doctor.
Balye yo dewo, balye. I tell you, I'm just fed up with the foolishness and the ignorance that is being peddled. And the people who are pushing it, they know better, you know. They know. Yesterday was such a classic moment. Such a classic moment. It was unbelievable. It was like deja vu all over again. Well, deja vu so many times all over again. And you know, folks, you know that the Daher Mall at Bois d'Orange, oh, you hakuma say to a lay. But that's too good news. That's too good for the people of St. Lucia. And I like clockwork. As expected, like a crackhead, kikakuma say, guatele upahen. One of the 6 angry horsemen had, it's so predictable, have to block, deflect. Eka story, a lot roro. Because they can't see, not can't, you know, they can't see nothing roll nice in St. Lucia. N'importe ça. Good news ki sorti, yon ni pou antou enka bagay. Est-ce pas vrai? Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, good morning, man.
Ma, Beijing, ma, what's going on with you, ma?
Well, are you alright?
You alright, ma?
Good morning, St. Lucia. Good morning, Colby, Baradil. Good morning to my great steps by the Lord guys.
Ma, look, ma, Beijing, ma, relax yourself, ma. Look, ma, look like you drink too much coffee this morning, ma.
Oh, I only road driving, man. I only working, man. I only work, man.
You going to work?
I only road, man.
Watch out for the police, man.
Good morning to the best doctor in the world, Dr. Sam Belmont Church. Bitch, I had a lady call last night on a program and asking if the Ojo Labs is a job.
What's that slow? Say that again. I'm not hearing you clearly.
A lady called last night asking if you could call Ojo Labs a job.
If you call Ojo Labs a job?
Yeah, working there, that's a job.
I wonder if if she's ever worked anywhere to ask a question like that.
Go on. They ask her, is cutting the grass a job? For $20 a day? She said a long time. She said, that's a joker. Anyhow, I ain't gonna talk about her. Bitch!
Yeah.
Is it law that if I own a piece of land, me or anybody, own a piece of land in St. Lucia, and any minerals found on it, gold, silver, frankincense, and more,
Diamond.
belongs to the government?
That's right. That's the law. You have to get a license. You have to go a whole other thing.
Kelly Anthony,
Promised.
he was selling the house to investors. I'm saying, I'm telling investors, you don't have to pay tax for the rest of your life.
Hey, caller. You want to call back? Call via WhatsApp or something because you're not very clear. You know? You got to call.
I'm driving.
Yeah, well, close your window, man. Turn on the AC.
Okay. Let's close the window.
Yeah, take your time.
All right.
You shouting against the wind.
You hear me now? You hear me now?
Yeah, take it easy.
How come the solution?
No, hold on. Sorry about that. Hold on. You got to call back.
Huh?
You got to call back. Call back on WhatsApp or something.
I don't call the WhatsApp. I don't come back on the phone.
Yeah, call back. Yeah, call back, man. Okay. Yeah, I ain't hearing you properly, and the experience for everybody out there is less than optimal. And mabli piesonka tunetet yo aso side pukute sa hokadia. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Good morning. The man Leclerc himself.
I heard you. Quite tense.
You heard me what?
Quite tense.
Quite tense. I'm just letting it out, man. I don't drink coffee, so I have to let out that nervous energy, man.
Nervous energy. Yeah. Do you know that when a child is crying, do you not try to turn his attention away from that which causes sorrows and on to that which brings them plenty happiness? You not give him candy or hug, or do you sometimes make expensive promises? Can we allow our spiritual Father God to be left out as a parent? Our most beloved Father God has gone to prepare a land of happiness and peace for his children. Have you given any thought? When you're about to go into a new house, wouldn't your thoughts be moved from the old and get into the new? Although for the time being, you have to take care of things properly in the old house, the heart removes away from the old and becomes attached to the new one. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, caller. Have a great day too. The man Leclerc himself, with the keeping it real and Leclerc thought for the day. So as I was saying, getting back to the action, getting back, folks. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday. In fact, a number of different people yesterday. And what rose to the surface of our conversations was this. Since elections in 2016, just bear me out for a second, it ain't gonna be a long second. Every Roro, every destabilization, every bit of confusion, every babie, every bit of propaganda, all the mepui you can think of, all the doom and gloom, all the predicting of failure, all the bad ideas you can imagine emanating, the bad news bears, all of it had the SLP associated with it. Can you imagine that? Tout Roro Saint-Licy, depuis dernière élections là, jusqu'à aujourd'hui, c'est SLP qui day. Wow. According to Sampin, wow. Can you believe that? NOS, c'est Roro. COVID, c'est Roro. DSH, c'est Roro. Carbot, c'est Roro. Hotel, c'est Roro. Vaccine, c'est Roro. RSL, c'est Roro. Marketing board, c'est Roro. Fisheries, c'est Roro. Fix the road, c'est Roro. Ouvert l'hôpital, là, c'est Roro. Fait airport, là, c'est Roro. Fait St. Jude, c'est Roro. Messieurs, my gosh. C'est bougla maudit, messieurs. Yo, ba yo lumière. My gosh. I mean, just think about it. Nos ni pou sorti VH ale ok yo même loi yo même fait ou sav lan roro, yon roro, yo ka fait roro. Moun ka ale en quarantine, yo ka fait roro. Ferme pays ya, lan roro. Ouvert pays ya, yo ka fait roro. Mette curfew, yo ka fait roro. Tiwe curfew, yo ka fe roro. Mette state of emergency, yo ka fe roro. Kouye parlement, yo ka fe roro. Aïe aïe. Mette SI dewo, yo ka fe roro. Mette protocols dewo, yo ka fe roro. SLPA, yo même. I mean, something is wrong. Commencez travailler en l'aide d'Ahamola, roro. Baisser en l'air vehicle registration. Registration pour motocar ou pour truck. Baisser, yo ka babé ou pas baisser assez. Mais c'est yo qui l'éveille 300%, vous savez. Mais c'est... Aïe, 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 aïe. C'est bougla maudit. My gosh, man. N'importe qui ça qui fait un pays, c'est bougla ni en roro. Prime Minister Ali Babad, yo di pate là. Ah. The first cruise ship, Aida Perla, yo du boutli de wala, yo fait roro. Saint-Lucien quand travaille en les cruise ship, ses affaires yo, business yo ni pour vie Saint-Lucien, yo ka fait roro. Saint-Lucien ni pour payer pour quarantine, yo ka fait roro. Good morning, you're on the air, let's keep it real.
I told you now. I ask you a question that is a solution on land and find any minerals.
If
like
a Saint Lucian.
Anybody's solution.
Right, if you own land.
Yeah. Own the land, but find any minerals such as gold,
diamonds, anything.
Frankincense, you name it.
Oil.
Does it belong to the government?
Is the state, c'est pas ça où? You don't have mining rights.
Okay.
You have to apply for a license and they're going to tax you and charge you appropriately. But you cannot start mining any. And according to the legislation, minerals or precious metals or whatever's listed in there, diamonds, gold, silver, whatever, coal, kisaye, unless you have a license issued by the Governor General.
So my question to you, so why is that? Kenyan telling investor he don't have to pay no tax and no
promising, and listen to me, the man I even come to get involved in mining, you know, according to the letter, is to build a factory, how 1 million square feet or whatever it was, to bring in machinery for the factory. I think what pharmaceuticals or whatever the hell they were going to make inside the day. Nothing of the sort, but you're promising the man all the rights.
No tax under no government.
No, hold on. He said any effective taxes and any taxes in the future. So see a lot gouvernement vinila, you hajik block you, pass up on pièce tax. No new tax, nothing.
Okay. Right.
Monsieur.
And all the minerals belongs to the man, right?
Boy.
All the minerals
but you see, and who signed that letter? Who signed it, man?
Kerry Anthony.
That's right. And who signed the Grindberg agreement? Who made the agreement?
Hold on.
So you see the pattern of behavior again.
Didn't he tell the investor and keep that confidential?
Confidential until the final agreement. See if this government talks to an investor for the first time today, they want to know about it. Transparency and accountability. C'est ça yo ka toujours dit.
I ask you a question now. Because I know me, I do bite. Isn't that treason?
No, man, that ain't treason, man.
Huh? Hello?
No, that ain't treason, man. You may characterize it as that to convey the serious nature of what is being done. But you making promises now. Now you see, the thing I have to ask, whether we agree or disagree if it is one thing, right? is one thing. But the substantive point in all of this, whether we agree or whatever, weren't those supposed to be incentives to an investor to get him to come to St. Lucia? That's what it was. So what was given to DSH, wasn't it incentives? In fact, even in that letter to Robert Ainsworth, Kenny Anthony promised CIP designation for the project, for what he was doing. Mais c'est même ces moun la ka fait des ordres, le yo di Tio King en CIP ka vend passport. Tio King ka sell one passport. He can sell one passport.
St. Lucia island in the world.
Well, you see the hypocrisy and the nonsense from these fellas. My last say book sala.
How can a man do those things and you worshiping that man? How can a man do all this? All those atrocities and you worshiping that man? That sounds like Kim Jong-un in North Korea. That sounds in North Korea to me. That's dictatorship, boy. This man is arrogant. And St. Lucia's praising that man won't give that man no pressure. St. Lucia's will not give the man no pressure at all. That man should be slashed out of the books of St. Lucia. That man needs to be extradited somewhere, man. Serious, man. That man needs to be living in exile, okay? That man should be living in exile. Serious. Okay, one man commits so much atrocities. One is too much. That man committed about 1 million atrocities and walking the streets of St. Lucia. How you do that, bitch? Bitch?
How he do that?
How you do that, bitch?
People let him do that? Ask his deputy. Ask the deputy essential. Ask him. Where was he during all of that? Where was he? And you know the audacity of these guys. I mean, whatever which has not yet even been finalized in the framework agreement with DSH, and nothing compared to what Kenny Anthony promised Robert Ainsworth there, you know. Nothing. But then they will tell you, oh, hold on. They will tell you, oh, that's a letter of comfort to be negotiated further. And that the same darn thing that Alan Chastney said about the DSH framework agreement? That it's a starting point? But these same people, these same horsemen, want to make noise about a little incentive, a little thing there. But I have to call it a little thing because compared to what's in there is a little thing to what was given to Ojo Labs. But ultimately, even though, you see again, even though we disagree or we raise our eyebrows, all of this is with the intention, with the purpose, whatever other purposes there may have been, but let's keep it clinical, to attract investment to St. Lucia, employment. And he was bold enough, he was so pleased enough, he was so proud enough to say, to create 5,000 to 6,000 jobs initially. That's because it's to bring jobs. What do you think Shastney and the UWP government is doing with Ojo Labs, with ITEL, BPO, with hotels? You tell me they didn't give hotel incentives. The Kenny Anthony and his horsemen, they didn't give incentives to Royalton? They didn't give incentives to the other investors who came to St. Lucia?
This man going to be the worst.
Man.
This man going to be the worst solution ever born.
Man, moi pas ouais pour jeter console ça de one finet là là. I'm tired, man, of the foolishness.
And people supporting this man. People supporting this man, Dage. Could you imagine that? They're supporting this man and they want it again. They want it back there. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that?
30 seconds, caller.
Yeah.
Yes. Bullface your bullface, con. Bullface your bullface, con.
Another thing. I saw some pictures of St. Lucia, boys. I couldn't believe that St. Lucia. St. Lucia, boys. Boys. But, Honorable Mr. Ferry, take a bow, man.
Oh, man, let me tell you something. Yesterday, Fede knocked it out of the park. Yo tout ni karka glow, Jodia.
Is it Richards? Is it Brian Lara? No.
You see that fella down there? Mi se ni karka glow, Jodia. Mi se pasa mem kachile. Whole severely this way.
Can he need to be arrested? Kenny needs to be arrested, boy.
Well, I don't know about that.
Kenny lucky I ain't Prime Minister.
You still- well, if you were Prime Minister, you'd still have to operate within the law.
No, I break the law.
So anyway, caller, that's it. 15 seconds. Wrap it up.
I break the law for Kenny, boy. I'm telling you, first, it was Prime Minister. I said it's a cost for this man. By this man is disgusting. He's the worst human being St. ever produced, boy.
Yeah, you can't say that, caller.
Huh? Really? Have a nice day, man.
Thank you very much. 4560931 if you want to give me a ring-a-ling on tingling, and 4850931 in the studio on WhatsApp. We have a message on WhatsApp already. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Minerva is missing in action. Deductions on her pay. Lol. LOL. Blessed day. Caller. It's not just missing in action, you know. She had to buy lunch. What deduction? They have no deduction on pay. They have no pay. That's what's happening there. I want you to tell her that, you know. I hope she's listening. Wherever she is, I hope she's listening. 4560931 and the birds and the bees. Good morning to Denry. Good morning to Miku and Viewfort and Labry and Choisel, Chosel and Soufriere. Good morning to Canaries, Dominic Town, Ancillary and Market Street, where keeping it real stops everything in Ancillary. That's right, keeping it real town. Yeah, I'm calling Ancillary a town today, because by the time Dominic Fede is done with Ancillary, or in fact starts things rolling in Ancillary, it'll be a town. I'm putting that to you folks. Ancillary will be a town. Dominic Fede will see to that. Pisaki anle drawing bodla. Put desan Ancillary. I'm telling you folks. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Botai. Let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
The St. Lucian police force have to reshuffle. They keep the police in one section too long. They have to send them everywhere. Make 2 days there, take them out because they're not doing a good job at all.
Who gave you that strategy? Every 2 days change them?
We are changing.
Why?
Let me tell you why. Because St. Lucia, everybody know everybody.
Yes.
Okay? People pass. Criminal get a little tap on the back. Okay, if he's my friend,
but that's not the police.
My father,
but that's not the police.
I understand. Some of them do that. Okay, yeah, but some of them do that. But I was in St. Lucia,
yeah.
and I have my friend at police, and when I do something, they just turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
You understand?
But but caller, one second.
Mm-hmm.
But that relates to not just the police. That relates to every aspect of society. You go to certain offices.
Okay.
And if you know the person there, or if you go to the bank, you get quicker service, or somebody calls you ahead. I mean, this is not anything exclusive to St. Lucia or anything of the sort. If you want to talk about criminality, then that's something else.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Criminality. Okay, and plus, if it's me, I will send some of our police, the crooked one, go and work in sentencing.
But you know who the crooked ones are?
If you know,
I'm asking you.
The one that's not doing the one that's not doing the job.
So what you're saying is that,
Mr. Botai.
So what you're saying is that there are people in there who know who the crooked cops are, and they're not doing anything about it. So that's what you're saying. They're not doing
anything about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
the one that going by us.
Okay. So you make a statement. So what is your logical solution to that problem?
Okay, my logical solution to that, as I said again, let them go.
But you have to prove. But hold on. But if you say that they're not being dealt with, who is going to let them go?
It's true. Who? But that's why our Prime Minister, our Super Prime Minister, have to have somebody higher than the police the police commissioner, because all
To
those
do
crimes,
what?
all
What's
those
that
crimes,
person going to do?
Okay, just to watch, just to watch, where the crooked cap is.
But there's a criminal a police complaints board or section of the police force.
Yeah, but they're not doing nothing. This morning I was listening to the news and to where the little boy, to where the son, they take the boy phone and they call the police, they point the hand and the boy, and the police do nothing, and the father has to go to the grandmother to get the cell
Is that
phone.
what you heard on the news?
Yes, I heard that on the news this morning.
Okay, so let me just educate you a little bit here on how the police can take action. There are three ways or three conditions under which a police officer or the police can effect an arrest: on view, on suspicion, or on the charge of a third person where the charge is well founded. And one of the most surefire ways of supporting an arrest is if because very often the police actually go with the complainant to the scene and the person says he's the one who did it, and the police have every authority to arrest that person at the time because the complainant, the victim, has identified you and said he's the one who stole my bag, he's the one who did this. That's why on numerous occasions the police will go to the scene or go to a location with the complainant, and that person will point out. And that is the third condition under which you can be arrested, on the charge of a third person where the charge is well founded. On view, the first one on view, if the police officer sees the occurrence. On suspicion, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, you see somebody coming out of a factory window. C'est pas la sécurité à passer. Right? That's one of the suspicions that can arise, which would cause you to arrest someone to conduct further investigations. So, before any of this dismissing or changing that you're referring to can occur, well, you're talking about this case anyway. And based on the limited information you've given, if somebody points out and says this person is the one who stole my phone, and such, find out what's going on.
Because you pas fait rien. Moi tenir sur le matin, you pas fait rien. You quitte le toilette. Papa ti maman là, ten pour venir côté bois maman. Levé radical, jeune font ti balette mené ti balette 19 years là à la police station avec ces police là. Et puis Ministerial for the Ministerial. That's not right.
Well, I don't know too much about the details of that, so I can't say too much. You know, and I haven't heard the story.
Yeah, you know, yes, you're right, because you never heard it. You can't say much about it. You're absolutely right. But the next point again, Botai, we, St. Lucia is our country. Everybody have to put their mind together for us to take out those guns on the street. Okay? Everybody, every single institution, and there is some crooked politician. Okay? There is some crooked politician that causing those crime too, on the street too. Okay? They go to politics, okay, because they're crooked, they just want, you know, they don't no solution for St. Lucia. They don't no solution for St. Lucia because they are the criminal too, though. Some of them is a criminal too. You know, we have to have good policy in St. Lucia. I work on some of our police to sack. You know, because they was a police officer before. Okay, they agreed to an all those guy. One those guy was in there. You know. No nonsense like those police officers we have now. They go by bars and drink rum, you know. And the same person they drink rum with, that's the same criminal that's on the street. Both are you? You know? Yes, you know, that same person they go and drink rum with or take a shot of rum, you know, with them they do things together with the criminal. You know, and that's not good. You know, that's not good.
All right, caller.
You know, we have to. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thanks for keeping it real. Thanks. Hope you have a great day over there, man. Stay safe. Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. You on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Norbert.
Good morning.
How are you?
All right, I'm good.
I would like to send a request for Bernadette in Soufre.
Bernadette.
Happy. Yeah, Bernadette in Soufre. Happy advance birthday to you, Bernadette.
Happy advance birthday. Advance happy birthday. And when is her birthday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, tomorrow. She had called you.
Okay.
And happy anniversary to Miss Marilyn as Mr. Joe of Rizemita.
Okay.
Yes, that's coming out from Edris of Ravino.
Okay, Ravino. And where's Ravino?
Ravino
Choiseul. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Okay, Mr. Norbert. Have a nice day and enjoy your good work.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And we have a message here, a few from via WhatsApp. Talking about deputy. Who was Andy Griffith's deputy? Wasn't that Barney? He couldn't be trusted with a secret, not even with bullets in his gun. What does that, or who does that remind you of? Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Nabi. How are you?
Morning, I'm doing great. Much better now that I hear your voice.
Okay, I'm Bernadette. I told you tomorrow is my birthday.
Hey, Bernadette.
Yes, my dear.
I hope you have a wonderful birthday tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great. Have a nice day, okay?
Have a very nice day.
Thank you very much, and thanks for keeping it real.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. We have another message here. It's from some French country. I don't know which one it is. I don't know, maybe it's Cayenne? Oh. Hold on a second here. Let's see where that is. That's France. That's La France. Or Martinique. Martinique. From Martinique. Hi, good morning, Mr. Norbert. My sister... Not my sister, well, not only my sister, has been complaining about Wasco bills in 2 months. No bills, and after they send a $300 bill. Paid it, and now they get another for $600, and she's not even at home all day. So what's going on? And now they're blaming Chasney. Who's blaming Chasney? Your sister's blaming Chasney? I would like to hear what Wasco has to say about this, because there's no money. I am living in Martinique. Okay, got that right. Well, I don't know. I have no idea what the situation is there. I know there have been a number of calls to social media, well, on to a number of other shows, and there have been postings on social media about people getting water bills. But according to what Wasco was saying recently, that they had sent out notices or public notices that there was some glitch or something in their system, and that no bills were being issued for a number of months, and that their advice was that even if you get no bill, that at the very least you should continue paying what you usually pay any month, so that when things get back on track, you won't be in arrears. And what apparently has happened to a number of people is that they didn't get a bill and they didn't pay for a few months, and when the billing kicked in, their arrears were a few months. That's what I understand. I don't know what the particular situation is with your sister, so I cannot really comment too much on that. I would suppose that the best place to call would be Wasco to get that sorted out. Okay? 4560931. Folks, I'm hungry already. I'm hungry. 7 a.m. If you're supposed to be at work at 7 a.m., You should be going through the door right now. That's right, folks. I have this song there for the people that, regardless of what the reality is, regardless of what is in front of them, they just turn a blind eye or pretend that it's not the case. They will make alligators against this government, but will pretend that things never existed. Or good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, how are you?
Morning, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I say good morning to you and good morning to your listeners.
Thank you very much.
Minister Joseph, Mr. Nobel.
Say that again, caller.
That's Minister Ezekiel Joseph.
Oh, morning, sir. How are you? Didn't make out the voice.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm on the estate, so I just want to spend some time.
Okay. What do you have for us this morning?
Sorry?
What do you have for us this morning?
Oh, yeah, I just want to clarify, according to what I heard, statements made by Senator Ferdinand when he met with some farmers in Miku South.
And you're talking about Ferdinand Gibeon?
That's right.
Okay.
I must say, first of all, he's an individual that I have a lot of time for, a lot of respect for. And when I heard what was said by him, I told the individual, if what she's telling me is true, I believe he's saying that because he doesn't have the information and it's not deliberate. I'll hate to believe that he would go down the road like some of his colleagues to deliberately mislead individuals, especially our farmers.
What did he say?
Let me clarify in fact, I did that last night on a show hosted by Winston on Sky FM, but I feel I need to profit the opportunity on your show to clarify and based on the statement I heard him make. No, but I think it's really misinformation when one will go out and tell farmers that the government of St. Lucia received fertilizer from Morocco as a gift and they are selling it to the farmers. I think that I see that's misinformation, and that statement, if he made it, is not true. I do not know as Minister of Agriculture when last we received fertilizer as a gift from Morocco. And I can tell you through the EPIT and the Ministry of Agriculture, the fertilizer that we are selling to farmers at a reduced price, let me make that clear, at a reduced price, at a subsidized price.
Yeah.
Fertilizer we import through a local company in St. Lucia. So that information, if he said it, is untrue. The other one he said, which of course is very much surprising, is that as a government we do not have any interest in the youth, and there isn't any land available to young persons to get involved in agriculture. And I ask myself, as one who went up against the Honorable Prime Minister in 2016 to represent the Miku South, isn't he aware of a youth in agricultural program that we started in 2010 when we were there, where we as a government had identified 5 areas where we would have leased lands to young persons who would have been interested in agriculture. In fact, we were targeting 150 young farmers because young farmers, persons, young individuals who are interested in wanting to be involved in agriculture, they have 2 major issues, 2 major challenges. One, ideal agricultural land, and secondly, the finances for them to get involved in agriculture. So that youth in agricultural program, which I developed when I was the Minister of Agriculture, and with the support of my cabinet then, got grant funding, I want to repeat, grant funding from CARICOM Development Fund of $3.2 million. And in fact, that project was identified as a pilot project in St. Lucia. And if it was successful, and they had the fullest confidence based on the programs that we had put in place, that is CARICOM Development Fund, had the fullest confidence that that program would have been undertaken and expanded
So what is the status of that project?
Sorry?
What is the status of that project then?
Well, I'm just coming. When we came back in fact, before the elections of two, I have a problem with the volume on my phone.
Yeah, I can hear you quite clearly.
Before the 2011 elections, what we did, and I can articulate what we were able to accomplish. We got the resources. That's $3.2 million from CARICOM Development Fund. We had advertised for young persons who were interested to make an application. We got over 500 and something applications, Norbert.
Wow.
And the committee had identified 150 out of the 500 young persons who were interested.
And that is what the project, that pilot project was intended to start off with 150, and you got 500
young persons here. We had identified lands in Balambush. We had identified lands in Boussejoux, in the Mabia Valley, in Angers, and I'll come into that, in Angers where he is vying to represent, in Angers.
Right.
And of course in Roseau where I'm sure you're aware, Synergy's farms,
yes.
The Synergy program under Minister Sarah Flood.
Yeah.
Part of the land is being utilized by her. So we had identified lands in 5 major areas, which of course belong to government, and we believe was ideal for agriculture. Phase 2 of the project was to identify lands where persons are, we have lands where farmers are no longer interested, private lands, and the intention was to engage these individuals and of course to lease these lands from them and lease it to young persons. So phase 2 was an expansion of phase 1.
Right.
Angers was one of the areas that we had identified. When they came in, they found the project ongoing. They utilized the resources badly. When we came back in, Norbert, we had to get resources to help those farmers that were identified because they couldn't finish the pens. Okay, they couldn't finish whatever they were involved in. They didn't have water. You know, in this day and age, you're talking about agriculture, the traditional way of young persons. The intention was to use technology.
Yeah.
So we had to assist a number of these farmers when we came back and get resources, and I must say I have a Prime Minister who is very much committed to agriculture.
But Mr. Minister, what happened with the allocated funds from the CDB for that project?
They use it for training, they use it to buy food and have a good time. All right, and the resources were not put in the areas that it was identified for, namely to assist the young farmers. In fact, what I heard was and we are now reviewing it, is the whole aspect of they put it for farmers to get as a loan from Central Development Bank, and the difficulty in getting that loan from Central Development Bank was another matter, you know. So for him to now saying that we have no interest in young farmers and young persons getting involved in agriculture, we had a project, a pilot project, which his government made a mess with, and he would have the part and parcel of the government at the time, and Angers was an area that was identified. You should be advocating at the time to influence the minister, the then minister,
for your area,
to give support to the young farmers in his community.
Yeah.
I remember Aston James clearly. Honorable Aston James clearly told me when we brought that project to cabinet, he wants his young persons in Miko South to be part and parcel of that project. We have lands in Angers. Whilst it's not ideal for open field agriculture, but high-tech agriculture was the focus for the involvement of the young persons from the Miko South.
So how is this government now working to get that project back on stream, or what has been done by this government as far
as
that's
concerned? We got resources from BIP, from the BIP.
And what does that mean?
The Banana Industry Trust Fund. That organization has now gone on, has closed up because no more resources. But whatever resources they had remaining, we utilize it to assist farmers in the Rousseau Swazel area. Areas and other farmers. So we with limited resources were able to help those farmers that were identified and to put in infrastructure like water, to put in electricity, because a number of farmers, especially in the Swazel area, were involved in livestock, and water and electricity was critical for them to be able to, undertake their commercial activity as it pertains to livestock. So we did assist those farmers we found. Unfortunately, did not get the help when they started under the leadership of the minister from Beaufort North.
Yeah,
Moses
Jabatis. Yeah.
The other thing he spoke about, which I find to be very disturbing, is that Timos farmers do not have a market.
Really?
Is he aware of what's happening in Timos? Is he aware that we have moved from a couple $1,000 to almost $500 billion, $500,000 of export through the support of export solution of our Timos?
Yeah.
Isn't he aware that the ministry is assisting a number of the groups with dryers to make sure that we have consistency in quality? Isn't he aware of this?
Well, Mr. Minister, I can't say for sure that I've looked into, because I actually did a story on that some time ago, on keeping it real. And the assistance by the government and the organization, especially through Export St. Lucia, for the CMOS farmers is extensive. The Ministry of Fisheries has so much in place, so much material, so much training, so much. It's incredible that he would not know about that.
So I'm saying I believe he does not know. I don't think Senator Friedman will deliberately go out there and mislead him. I'm giving him that because he's one I have a lot of respect for. I don't see he would go and follow some of his colleagues to deliberately, mislead individuals out there. I do not believe that. The other thing he spoke about was incentives. We're not giving support to farmers as far as incentives. This government, I can tell you, have given more incentives than the Senatorial Labour Party. And let me give you some figures. In fact, from 2014, the ministry started, that's before my time, the ministry started recording how many FARs they give yearly. No, but if you calculate what was given in 2014, 2015, and I given them 2016, because we came in June 2016, I given them 2016. Add up all the figures. In 2017 alone, we gave more FARs than the total of the 3 years I spoke about.
Wow.
And the numbers are increasing. In fact, what we are doing, because when they came in, they formed an Agriculture and Incentive Act that would allow the PS, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, to be responsible to certify and approve incentive below a certain amount, a certain threshold. They changed it. And what they agreed that everything has to come to cabinet. The PS at the time, when I was there as minister, could have approved incentives to the amount of $20,000. Now, as Minister of Agriculture, I have to go to cabinet with a cabinet memo. We're seeking incentive for farmers to the tune of $100, $102, $103.
Wow.
And when I reach there, my colleagues are laughing at me and saying, Mr. Minister, why don't you just take it out from your pocket and the farmers?
It's worth it. I mean, it costs less to do that. Take it. It costs less to do it out of your pocket. The administrative cost of that. My gosh.
They make it more cumbersome. The procedure.
Red tape.
More hassles for farmers to get incentives, and we agreed that we were going to change it. For example, farmers who have the FAR and they have been involved and still in farming don't have to go back to cabinet for approval. The PS and the committee can approve it as long as the farmer can show
meet the criteria.
She has evidence that he is still involved in agriculture. Let's and any new applicant, this amendment should go to cabinet. So the reason why we have not been able to bring this to Parliament is because of the whole aspect of COVID, and the AG office is very much involved in with all the protocols. But we have a draft at cabinet, and when I look at the draft, there's certain things I was not happy about, and we send it back to the AG office. But when I'm hearing all these things from Senator Putin, I'm telling you, he could just give me a call. I would clarify the information, and he would not go out there making, giving misinformation and inappropriate information. So I just want to say that as a government, I can tell you that I'm happy to be part of a team where the majority of our parliamentarians on the government side represent agricultural constituencies, and of course fishing communities.
But
so whenever we come up with a policy, they would have taken into consideration the people that they represent.
But Mr. Minister, you make a very important point here, that if former Senator Gideon Ferdinand needed to get the information about this, categorically accurate information, he could have given the ministry a call or given you. But we see the modus operandi of the SLP is to make these aspersions, to make these allegations, without even contacting an official source of information where they can get conclusive evidence. Why do you think that is?
Well, I know, I can tell you for some of these other colleagues, they do it deliberately, just to give wrong information. And in this case, I will say he does not know. I'll give him. I will give him that I do not see Ferdinand as one, and Senator Ferdinand is not former still Senator Ferdinand as one that would deliberately go out there and mislead individuals. I would say that he was not informed, and as a teacher, a past principal, I mean, he would know doing research, getting information before going out and make pronouncements is the way to go. And I would want to advise him as we continue campaigning, to use that as an approach to go out and make, announcements and not having the necessary facts before you do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
right.
Thank you so much for that, for setting the record straight this morning,
Yeah,
and
thanks.
especially with farming and our farmers here in St. Lucia. There's so much misinformation that's putting out. It's good that you called in to set the record straight.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Once again, good morning to all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Thank you for keeping it real. That is the Honorable Ezekiel Joseph, Parliamentary Representative for Babono, and also Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. He was dealing with what he says was some erroneous information being put out by Senator Gibeon Ferdinand. He called in to set the record straight with regard to agricultural project for the youth that was put in place in 2010, and apparently under his party's tenure in office, in their last tenure of office, they made a muck of things, and all of the funds didn't quite go to where they were supposed to go. So he's setting the record straight with that. 4560931, right here on Sky FM, the morning edition of Keeping It Real. And if you want to call via WhatsApp or send me a message, if you don't want anybody to hear your voice, or if you're frugal, look up the meaning of that word, frugal, F-R-U-G-A-L, or you don't have any credit, but you have WhatsApp and you have Wi-Fi access, give me a call. 485-0931, 485-0931. We have a message here. Good morning to you. Have a blessed day and keep up the good work that you're doing. From Germaine of Rivière-Mitan. Bonjour, Germaine. We have another message here from New York City. Good morning, Norbert. Please. Oh, good morning, Norbert. Pleasant. Good Friday morning to you. You look as bright as ever, and I want to say thank you for being such a great teacher. May God continue to bless and protect you from all enemies. Brooklyn is nice and cool this morning. Be safe. One love. One love to you too, Brooklyn. Next message. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Some groups and organizations must stop operating as offshoots of the SLP and put country first. That's one of the major problems. They are silent when Labour is in office and very vocal and destructive when the UWP is in office. Next message. Good morning, Norbert. The SLP succeeded in getting some persons to make fools of themselves knocking pans. So what was achieved? Another failed nonsense. Did the Prime Minister call the date? Did the Prime Minister ring the bell? No, he didn't. The SLP has continuously been misguiding and fooling supporters into things unachievable or which the law would not permit. Such comic relief is now what characterizes the SLP. A bunch of jokers lost and in denial of their sorry state. When will Philip Pierre, weak and lost as he is, be able to convince St. Lucians that he, and only he, is the real leader of the SLP. St. Lucians, when can he convince his own party that he is the real leader of the SLP? Norbert, the SLP are not interested in the truth. It is something foreign to them and does not serve their agenda. Win at any or all costs. Well, need I say any more? Four 456-0931. Seems like it's a quiet day for St. Lucians. Let me get into the weather and tell you what. So we have a call via WhatsApp. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yes, Tim, good morning.
Morning, how are you, sir?
Yes, good morning.
Yes, you're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right, Tim. We are in a campaign mood. It's election time, of course.
Yes.
All right. Okay, do you expect the opposition to get on a platform and say that, okay, my people, everything is okay, everything is all right, everything is going well, but I'll still ask you to vote for me because, I need to get in, some things have to be said so that, they can draw people to their side.
Well, in this case, caller, in this case, it would have to be a virtual platform because of COVID. We have no platform politics now, so it would have to be virtual.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Virtual, yes, that's right. Yeah, things have to be, even if it is lies, hoping that they can fool some people or try to fool the majority because they need the majority to get them in. Understand what I'm saying?
Right, that's right.
Yeah. Because it's just like I heard Nancy, how you call it, debunking some of the things that the past
government.
Place. What's the name? No, it's the past president of the fund.
Which fund?
The place pensioners get their pay.
Oh, the NIC you're talking about?
Pensioners, that's right. Yeah, and she was debunking some of the things that it is Emma Hippolyte said, the untruths, and so that's what I'm saying. They are in opposition and they have to say things.
It's really pathetic. It's really pathetic.
It is. Yeah, it is, but according to our own solution phrase, they have to try something.
Try a thing.
They have to, right. They have to try a thing to see if they can convince, the people, because they too want to get in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they too want to get in, so that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But they know. I mean, they are not dull. They are bright people. You understand what I'm saying? They are bright people, and they know that what they're saying is not true. But they have to try a thing. Yeah, that's yeah. You must try a thing. See if it will work.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All right, good. All right.
And that reminds me of one, folks. Try a thing from back in the day. Don't know what you might get. That's what they're doing. Trying a thing.
May try a thing, a motto from today. If you ain't try a thing, you ain't gonna get nowhere.
Yeah, all they're doing is trying a thing. Throw enough at you, see what sticks. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hey, BHB and JMR. Listen, I have been called for debate. The debate is between the Honorable Guy Joseph and Kenny Anthony. It's going to be two debates. The next debate, Philip J. Fair and our great, the Honorable Prime Minister, Sir Aaron Michael Shafty. And the moderators must be Mr. Elliott, what's his name? Mr. Dale Elliott and Mr. Timothy Polio. But I realize people probably becoming a coward these days. But I think it's one of the
And how you can call the man a coward?
I think he's scared of the SFP.
Why?
I think he's scared of the SFP.
Why?
Because I am the things that the way I'm still acting, things I am saying. I always had be a top journalist, and things he's supposed to be doing.
I don't think the man afraid of anybody. He asked the pertinent questions. He's not enragé. He's not enragé and providing fake information like some out there. He's doing his job. He's doing his job professionally. He's been doing it for more than 20 years, and he's renowned and esteemed in the St. Lucian context.
That's why I said he's one of the best in the country. That's why
right. How you say he's the best, and you're saying something else now?
So I sense a little.
How you sensing that? How you sensing that? He ain't asking the right questions. Okay. Have a great day. Try a thing. That's the politics of the SLP since 2016 to 2021 today. Try a thing. Throw all kind of things out there. And this caller day reminded me of this mega hit from the 70s. Try a thing. Try a thing politics. That's what they're doing.
If you try a thing and you fail, my friend, don't give up. Try a thing again. No two things come alike. Next time, boy, you might strike. Don't ever play it cool. If you ain't try a thing, you are a damn fool. When you go to bed, try a thing.
Try a thing. When you see political go well beating you, try a thing.
Don't be there sitting.
You better start trying.
If it's a nice white thing, what you do?
Try a thing.
If it's a nice black thing, what you do?
Try a thing. If it's Cabot, try a thing. If it's Uanora Airport, they try a thing. If it's the roads, try a thing. People do it roads. If it's OKEU, try a thing. You lose your job. Everything SLP doing is try a thing. Throw enough thing at you and hope something stick. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning. And if you're desperate for power, try a thing. Peter Pan. Listen about good morning and good morning to your listeners.
Yeah.
Are you aware that Sunday is Pan Day in the city of Castries?
It's Pan Finals. Beta Pan Finals.
Well, the candidate for Castries Central asked everybody to come with a pan on Sunday. Come and beat pan. Come and use the pan.
Which they have candidate for Central Castries?
Well, let me see. I heard it from Richard Frederick last night on his show. It's not that I was listening to the show. I was passing by a shop and I heard the show was on.
Mm.
And you know, as a normal thing, I listen.
Mm.
And he asked people.
But who tuned them pans? Who tuned them pans? Christopher?
Well, they don't have to be tuned now. They don't have to be tuned. They just buy pans for you.
Let me see. Papi show tout sell and pay sa avec ses books house of. Papi show.
I don't understand how some people can be desperate for power. And I mean, these are people who knows about Parliament. They have been in Parliament. They know very well. Because like you said, they came out on the street. What did they achieve? Nothing. They just periodically, like I do respect them like they normally do. You understand?
Mm.
Just wait for the 12th of July for you all to hear the announcement, because there will be an announcement. There will be an announcement.
But let me tell you something. But let me tell you something. Wasn't all the focus on June the 16th? Exi and this, that, and today is June the 11th.
Yes.
Yes. Oh yeah.
They even mentioning the butt pan from Casabella. So that's the first time somebody buy a pan from that. It's foolish fellas, man.
You said it right.
I only hope the young people are taking note of what is happening.
Nonsense.
Because these are people that are desperate for power. They're killing, they're doing all kind of things to get into office because of the dirtiness and the corruption that they had when they were there. Like they were the one in charge. St. Lucia belongs to them. And it's high time that Kenny Anthony and Philip J.P. take that foolishness out of them. And St. Lucia does not belong to you all.
Take St. Lucia back. You mean take St. Lucia back? That's what they're saying.
We're taking our country back.
Our country back.
Foolishness. I was told that Musa have another video in Marigo. So I'm not sure because I have not seen it.
I plonge.
Mad for true. They need to take him to the madhouse immediately.
No, I plonge among.
You cannot leave your constituency when they have nice view. They have nice view. You can set up Mont Andrew and see view for. You can go to Moulachik. You can go to Mont Vin. Whatever it is at Labrie.
I point vent.
Because you can evaluate several books. These are fools that are doing those things, man. Fools that are doing those things. Election will be announced. So, point man. Yes. Anyway, man, take care. Every day is new.
Another level of foolishness.
Yes, man. Adding up in the book.
So, où est-ce qu'a fait à présent? And yesterday was another classic example. N'importe où est gouvernement annonce un projet, un bail qu'a fait un pays, un bail positif un pays. Right away, c'est bougla qu'a sorti, et qu'a bail négatif pour try cover up, pour try cloud, pour try destroy moun. Et c'est même bail là qui fait lié. Daha mol commence travail. Moun ka hen travail. C'est un bon bail pour Saint-Lucie. Mais vous savez qu'il laisse la vroom vroom. Let me tell
you something. Right there at Union, that's the area I live. They have about 5 young women walking in the roundabout that are building in Union. Are you telling me you're going to tell the people go out there who roundabout? Moi vous c'est pour ça passer roundabout là. Regardez si c'est you kai circulate man you coupon for you. A bunch of fools coming and talk nonsense on the radio about politics and things. A majority of them don't know nothing about politics in spite of they being educated. We have a lot of educated mad fools in this country. And all how I look at it, that is how it is. Get some behave yourself, man. The Prime Minister signed as a Prime Minister of St. Lucia. You can see the signing. And 5 years later, the photo they see. And about put it up on the screen for them to see. The photo they see, the signing of the Prime Minister, that is what I have them going mad and crazy in this place. A bunch of educated fools we have that going up for politics. Dr. Kenny Anthony coming for new dance. Beflalaje. I got no more who say the Prime Minister coming on Beflalaje. You have to check the core down quick. Finish by politics, sir. By jeune moun an chance to enter politics.
Yes, yeah. That video was. Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. I mean, that video. Awa. Monsieur. Mama. Awa. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hi, good morning, Norbert.
Morning.
Norbert, I've just been wondering how many of us in Lucians already understand the significance, the magnitude of the significance of the decisions that we will be taking within the next couple of weeks. And it's frightening every time you listen to this and who we choose as the leaders of our country. It's so disturbing and frightening every time you hear the Labour Party hierarchy people speak. It's frightening to hear the things they say. You listen to the leader of the opposition, always defending the wrong. And for somebody who's aspiring to lead the country, and I know they normally refer to him as Prime Minister in indefinite waiting. I don't know if there's any designation like that. And as I said, it's frightening listening to them and as to where our country would be going if these individuals are in the role of leadership of our country. I mean, there is a that used to be going on in the U.S. When President George Bush Sr. Elected Dan Quayle as his running mate. And the joke was that the Americans were so concerned or so frightened of Quayle ever becoming president that the FBI were given strict instructions to shoot Dan Quayle if anything happened to Bush. And when you listen to these statements that are being made, you have to be concerned. And it's frightening to listen to them because you really wondering what it is that these individuals, after all the nonsense, the garbage, the propaganda that they have been putting out over the last 5 years, you have to wonder what kind of country are we expecting under this leadership with this kind of mentality? Are they going to remove all the negative things that they have said? Or are they going to continue on that trend of well, I don't know if you can call it development, because I cannot see all this negative being in any way being a negative, positive for the country.
But caller, I mean, any sensible person must realize that all of this negativity is having a toll on the psyche of the people of St. Lucia.
Exactly.
Is definitely going to have repercussions in people's confidence in the SLP themselves, because too much of what they're saying is easily refutable and found to be absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't know if well, clearly it seems that the only objective by any means necessary is to get into office and then deal with whatever has to be dealt with later.
Yes. You know, and I mean, if the statement that Minister Joseph made this morning concerning the situation in Barbican, I mean, these are people, some individual who want to lead one, is so misinformed or deliberately lying to the people of St. Lucia. That's what you have to conclude. Because I'm saying a responsible person who wants to have the highest office, one of the highest offices in the country, would at least get the information straight. If you're going to go out to the public and give them information, you should go out and verify that the information, make sure that it is correct before you come and put it up. It is deceitful. When you know, and I'm saying, I'm quite sure that I believe the individual knows better, so he's being very deceitful when he makes this kind of statement. Because he, as a responsible person, really could have easily verified that. He could have called the ministry and find out what is the situation. He could have even called the minister himself, and I'm sure the minister would have given him the correct information. You know, so I think we need to, as a people, the decision that we're going to make within the next few weeks really is going to determine the downfall or the success of our country. So I think we all have to, that obligation to consider that, to think and to take the right decision. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 4560931. We have some messages on WhatsApp that I'm going to go through. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Good show as usual. The police service leaves a lot to be expected in its operations. One caller suggested that ranks be transferred outside our jurisdiction. If that be possible, it would not solve the specter of corruption, only spreading the cancer. What we need is an oversight body with real teeth to be able to discipline errant ranks of all levels. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert. Nice program.
Morning. Thank you very much.
Norbert, I was just listening to you, and you know already, you're always listening to you. You bring out some great points. But then the St. Lucia Labour Party is just trying to confuse many citizens as to election. But I just wanted them to know through your program that we are focused, we are ready to vote, and we are not stupid. Because no one, I am not saying no one, the majority will not put SLP in power. That is impossible, because we all know that if these people were to even come in, they will give us stories, or they did not leave money for them to work because they cannot borrow, they have no vision, they have no plan. So everyone's mind has been made up as to this government is going to go for the next 5 years. The young people are rallying behind Alan Chasney. You could go through the different constituencies, you could see the amount of young persons that are involved in politics right now. So we are ready. We are not going to make a change in government because we are not stupid. These people cannot even come up with a plan to say, well, you know what, it is arguable, or we could discuss it. There is nothing there to talk about. So I just want to encourage the young people. I heard a caller said the young people need to be on. The young people are listening. We are ready to vote, and we are going to put Alan Chasney back into this office.
Well, let me ask you a question, caller. I stated earlier that if we have to look at all the upheaval in St. Lucia since the 2016 elections, every project, everything that the government has proposed, every protocol, everything that it has done in COVID, everything that it has done for tourism, education, everything has met with an enhanced level of opposition by the opposition. How does that make you feel as a young person?
It just makes me understand that they are just causing chaos. It's just like everything somebody do, if you have nothing good to say about it, you'll just come up and say crap. And if you've been looking at, well, I've been following the actual election, it's just that, you know, they know what is right, but they're just trying to create, or they're trying to make it difficult for people to come out and vote. And this is what they're trying. They're just trying to distract people. They know all what they're doing is good. Like, for instance, what's called this act? How many times it rains and that people have to stay on the mall until the weather goes down for them to get to their home? You're going to tell me you're not going to endorse such a project? So it is clear, no, but that the people are trying to confuse St. Lucian. But again, we need to reassure people to know that we are not stupid. You cannot tell me you have to wait for water to go down to go at your home, or you have to swim. How many persons died through these floods?
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you care about which people? Who are you trying to put first? It is no longer a game. The facts are everywhere, and I always admire this administration from day one, after being sworn in, that they've been doing work in the interest of every St. Lucian. Look at the roads. It's not just flubbo driving on the road.
That's right.
Everyone will be using the road.
That's right.
So why are you opposing the road? Why you guys are saying people not eating roads? It is for all of us. It's a long-term investment.
That's
it's
right.
an asset to the country, to develop our lands and put value in our country. We are not stupid now, but trust me, we're not stupid. We're ready to vote. We patiently waiting. They could make all their noise with their pants, but we are patiently waiting to go and vote. And the saddest thing though, it's like, you know, when you see people swing, they say they call them swing voters, etc., etc. But look at the hierarchy. Look at the people making the most noise. Look at the people causing the most chaos. You're telling me I will go and give you a vote so that you cannot even be a role model to my child? I'm not going to support these people and their nonsense. It is clear that everything the government is trying, they've been a pushback. We must have opposition, but they're not pushing back the government in the interest of St. Lucian. They're pushing back for their own self. And that is what they're trying to do, but we're no longer stupid about it.
Well said,
it's not
caller.
about people. It's about themselves. They try and come and get the little money Alan already accumulate for the country to invest in the country. Tell them go back to the drawing board. We are not making a change with this current government. We are ready to work, and we are going to continue to work.
Caller, you know what? It's not often that I reach under the console. It's usually this small bell, but this morning what you said there is so profound. They're not working in the interest of the people of St. Lucia. All they're working for is in their own interest. And you get the mama bell. You get the bell.
But no, but you cannot tell me.
You get the bell on that.
Thing happening, which is it is for us, for everyone. It's not about red and yellow. It's for every solution, and they continue to oppose. I was listening to a program last night, Rick, and I heard a caller said, you know, Ojo love this and Ojo love that. I'm like, but my lady, if it's not for you, then why complain? Not everybody can go into construction.
That's right.
Everybody can
That's
go into
right.
customer service. Not everybody can work at SNS. Not everybody can work in the mall. There are jobs
All types.
for people to go in and get satisfaction out there. If it's not working for you, get out. There are people that are just complaining and they
Exactly.
want to over national media and not realizing they're affecting the little persons that get in the job and saying, boy, that job's toughy, but let me hold on to it to pay my bills. There are a lot of people that have no vision and they just want to say, oh, I want $2,000 for my salary, but they want it as bread and butter. Just come and sit down there and do nothing.
That's right.
You will be harassed no matter where you work.
Well said, caller.
But anyways, let me give somebody else a chance.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
I'm calling your program.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for calling. Have a great day. Thanks for keeping it real. Folks, from the youth, I don't think that I can say that there's been too much of a accurate and on point caller like this. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning.
This morning I wasn't going to call, but I was listening But after this young lady, I must say, young people are listening and we're ready to vote. That's what I have to say this morning, Mr. William.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you.
Every day.
Thanks for keeping it real. Thank you. Wow. That was a fantastic contribution by that young lady there this morning. Fantastic. And good morning to you in Finland. I see somebody logged on in Finland. I don't know who that is. Do you? Welcome to the morning edition of Keeping It Real at 7:46. If you're going to work for 7 o'clock, guess what? You're late. And if you're going for 8, you have 14 minutes left to walk in that door. Yeah. Sky FM 93.1 around St. Lucia and around the world, in your car, on your boat, in your plane too. You could listen to us in the plane, you know that? Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, good morning, Robert.
Morning, sir.
I want a special request. I want you to ring the big bell for the lady that spoke a few minutes ago.
The young lady.
Yes.
I think...
I want you to use the big bell.
I think she deserved it. I gave it to her a while ago, you know.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And I want to tell the SLP supporters that the UWP will be going out in full force
to vote,
to put a light on our country. The division they're trying to put, they will not succeed in doing that. Because right now, a lot of St. Lucian, because right now I know a lot of SLP supporters right now. I know a few of them that say, well, they're not going to vote SLP again because what they're trying to do, they're trying to divide the country and they're not on that line.
This is not working out for anybody.
Right.
Jeez.
Destroy the country. Right? And I can tell you, when we win that election, they will be in the wilderness for a long time.
But you know what, caller? That, you know, it's a shame. But I'll say, the nonsense that Philip J. went in our House of Parliament and spewed, or I have one passport, I'm a black man, and I've never lived anywhere else. Maybe it's that lack of exposure that really has him not understanding that what the SLP is doing. Because if he had lived in the US, if he had lived in Canada for a while, if he had been out for an extended period of time to see what the ravages of racism, that's right, I said it, racism and xenophobia have caused in countries like the US and elsewhere, he would not, as leader, be sitting idly by and watching it spewed by his others and the surrogates and the hackalacks associated with him. The violence, he would not support it. He would make a categorical statement against it. But you know what? Yeah, party. Just by the wayside. Well, I will tell people not to get involved. Make a statement, man.
But quickly, you see, when they lose that election, they will have a war among themselves.
Yeah.
They will go and blaming each other. Is you guys so that caused us to lose that election by going and say the wrong things all the time. So they will have a war between them, but that war will be among them, not among the UWP.
Triating politics. That's what's going on there. Triating politics.
Yeah. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. You know, somebody mentioned, you know, that these guys just trying a thing, and that's what it is there, you know, triating politics. You remember this one from the 70s? Don't know what you might get. Triating. That's the SLP for you. Triating. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm doing good.
Yeah. You know, everybody has the right to oppose. You know, the SLP has the right to oppose. But you know, what turns people off, as some callers say, is the tactics that they use, is their strategy, quote unquote. You understand?
Yeah.
So young people and people, progressive thinking people, you know, these are not the 1970s anymore. You know, I don't like to call talk shows. But, you know, when you hear the kind of nonsense and lies and misinformation and disinformation that's being spread with no evidence, right? If you're going to, you know, I had to stop some people yesterday come tell me some crap about a politician, right? I have to say, hey, if you don't come with the evidence of it, don't tell me that I don't do it. And that goes on both sides, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be SLP or UWP, do not come with anything telling me this one corrupt, that one this, unless you can prove to me. this one owned that company. Okay, he owned the company. How you know that? Because you heard somebody say it, or because you went to the company's registry and you did your research, right? Come with evidence. Don't come with shit. Could I say that on the radio?
No.
You understand? So I don't think, and you know what we need to be wary about. We have to be worried about the impact that this information is having on right-thinking people who normally vote for the UWP. Okay? This is something the party needs to look at. Right-thinking people who would normally vote for UWP, how are they impacted by the disinformation and the misinformation and the lies and so spread?
But let me ask you a question, caller, or an observation. You know, it's abundantly clear that these 6 horsemen, the SLP, really, really, really wants to win this next elections on lies and propaganda? Seriously? I mean, the guys know. They know they know. They know that I know that they know, if we are to use that. That what they push in there is absolutely unfounded from the get-go.
It's true, but then look at what's happening in the U.S. with the Donald Trump administration. We all know it's a big lie, but yet still 72+ million people voted for the guy, and they still have him held up on a pedestal. So we know that if lies are told enough,
people can be misled.
Reality becomes people's reality. So that's why I'm saying that we need to be careful with the impact that this is having on people who would normally have voted in a particular way. All right, and I'm not saying politically, I'm not trying to be political, I'm just saying that we need to be wary of that. Okay?
All right. Okay, thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. Try a thing politics. Try a thing politics. You know, somebody called earlier and said, so try a thing, they trying a thing.
When you go to Fed,
try a thing politics, you know. Don't know what will stick. They just throw in everything, the kitchen sink, the garbage pail, tout by there, saki point point. That's the politics they're trying. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Norbert.
Morning, sir. I'm doing good. How are you?
You know, I'm listening from a distance, but let me tell you, you know, I keep on saying that the problem really now is the disgraced leader that the opposition has. Because, you know, even when the SLP had won 16-1, you remember that time?
1997.
Right. The lone opposition leader was Louis George.
Louis George.
And he had given the opposition some respect as the lone individual. You must not forget that. Even under the pressure of 16 against him, he stood there with the dignity and the respect of an opposition leader. Right? But these 6 gentlemen inside there,
the 6 horsemen,
and
the 6 angry horsemen.
I use the word sparingly. And with the leader, they have actually been lesser evils than that one opposition leader of Louis George. You know, and I keep on referring to a gentleman called Robert Stanfield. Philip J. Pierre, as far as I personally see, could never be a suitable prime minister for St. Lucia, because he has not been able to afford our present prime minister any credit for what the UWP has done, especially during this pandemic. And this is what makes a man a man, when he can stand up and say, okay, I'm on the other side, but the party deserves the effort that has been made to a number of things, especially the COVID-19 pandemic, which the world is seeing. You know, and it is really sad that we have somebody who boasts about being a black man, boasts about being one passport, one child, maybe one house, maybe one of everything, couldn't see the need that someday he would want to have two or more or three or more and of things. And there's so many St. Lucians overseas, and so many St. Lucians who would like the opportunity to lead St. Lucia. And he has been given the position of opposition leader. And anybody that is given that particular position could one day see himself to be the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. But not with the attitude, not with the demeanor and the behavior of the opposition leader, Philip J. Pierre, who will not see it need to come out and stop supporters from saying that we don't want white people here. This is serious, you know.
No statement.
We don't want white people here. He has not come out and denounced that. He has not come out and denounced Mary Polius from going on a political platform and saying he doesn't call the Prime Minister Prime Monster. Which is one day somebody, he wants to get into that position.
Or a major supporter, of his party, who has talked about throwing grenades and tear gas in the House of Parliament.
That is right. This is what we have to look at the leader. This is what Philip J. Pierre, if you're listening, you have to come out and say, these things that were said on your platform is not right. You cannot have somebody, you're sitting behind the person while they're speaking on your platform, and they're saying they do not call the Prime Minister of St. Lucia Prime Minister, they call him Prime Monster. What do you expect people to call you tomorrow if you get into that position?
Good observation. Good observation.
How can you denounce somebody? As a matter of fact, the names you can probably think of calling that particular lady herself, but that's a passer because she's not leader. She can talk the foolishness she wants. It's the leader that has to come out and say, Madam, no, not on this platform. Have respect. He's the Prime Minister. How do you expect people to accept you if they walk out on you at a meeting? Just suppose you go to a meeting and you walk out because they don't like Philip J. Pierre. The same way you all don't like the Governor General. These are things that you have to say when you're in that kind of position.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely right.
Okay, the Governor General crossed the floor so many years ago. What did Vaughan Lewis do?
Yeah.
What did other people in your party do when they didn't like what was going on in your party? What did they do when they didn't like what they were doing in the UWP? You embraced them. You brought them into your party. When I see Vaughan Lewis as a leader, as Prime Minister under the UWP government, now sitting on a SLP platform with a red shirt, feeling proud as hell.
But not only that, they gave him a local sir.
Yes, and they put him in the back seat. You don't even hear him on the platform anymore. They don't even give him, with all the status he had in the UWP, they don't even let him speak on the SLP platform. They throw him in the back. What do you say about these things, St. Lucia? So I am saying, from my perspective, my humble perspective, the leader has to show that he has to come out and say, well, I don't know if I would have done what Prime Minister Alan Shastney has done during this COVID pandemic, but St. Lucia is surviving. Look at Trinidad. Look at other countries in the world that are suffering. People are dying like flies.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you want to be leader of St. Lucia? You've got to be able to discipline your own callers, your own supporters, and tell them what they're saying should not be said. You might have it in your head, but you don't go and say it publicly. You don't call somebody a prime minister who is in a highest order that you yourself, Mary Polius, could never be a prime minister, in my opinion.
Much less a prime minister.
Not even a prime minister. She couldn't do a whole position anywhere close to that. Not even deputy. These are some of the things we have to think about as loving St. Lucians, people who love their country, not their political person, not their position.
Yeah.
They have to love their country first. So you cannot have a woman in your party telling the world, we don't want white people here, we are black.
Can you believe
we don't
that
want white
nonsense?
people here.
And not a word.
Not
a word.
And you don't come out and denounce that kind of thing. So you cannot be my prime minister. I mean, unless the people put you there, then you'll be my prime minister.
Yeah.
But if the voice of the people is the voice of God, if the voice of people is the voice of God, let the elections come and see what the voice of the people say and call it the voice of God. This idea of you talking about Shastni must go, it's not your decision to say Shastni must go. It's the voice of the people, and the SLP is not the people. The SLP is only a comma. Just like you're saying you're going to take your country back. These are phrases that people must understand the foolishness. They must understand the foolishness. And intelligent people must be able to say something so that the foolish people or the ignorant people will learn. A lot of people in St. Lucia are staying damn quiet. And they're not coming out and speak out of this foolishness that is said by politicians. And, you know, we have to accept that the UWP now has the majority. They decide, just like Kenny Anthony decided when he will call the election.
That's right, that's right.
You cannot go in front of somebody's home and beat no pan like fools unless you all have some special connection with God that you know when elections call you all will win. You all will look like real fools. Leave it to the election day to see what the voice of the people is, the voice of God. It's not the voice of the SLP that will determine the elections. It is not that. It's the voice of the people. The SLP won 16-1 years ago. It wasn't only SLP people that voted. Dr. Kenyan didn't get votes only from SLP.
Right. That's right.
And he must remember that. And he must learn to dance too. Eh? Maybe, Norbert, you can teach him maybe he should start by doing the twist again.
Maybe Pamplona. Maybe Pamplona.
Play a Checker song for him, although you know it might hurt his race a bit. But I'm serious though. This is really nonsense when I sit back and I hear the leader of the opposition, and I have to dissect some of his speeches on my next program. Unfortunately, not this Saturday. Have a good day, Mr.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And that looks like it seems like that's it for today, folks. We have a few messages. Let me go through a few of them here. How can the SLP see the police investigation into the Forestier church invasion as victimization of their candidate? The opposition leader took an oath of office to uphold the laws of the land. To suggest that the police are working in the government interest because they follow the letter of the law is absurd and ridiculous. Next one. Morning, Norbert. Do you have any information on the current status of the LIAT workers who were laid off about a year ago? No, I don't. Good morning, Mr. Norbert. Thanks for sharing your birthday cake with all of us yesterday by mail. I enjoyed it. How did it taste? Okay, next one. The SLP has Gopwell. Norbert, I read from an SLP journalist supporter trying to be cool, quoting Philip Pierre as saying he is cleaning out his office as opposition leader to make way for Mr. Shastney. The reality is Pierre is now cleaning out to vacate his last official political office. This is what he is doing. It is Alva Baptist, their only sure seat, he is making room for. Next one. The SLP is classic DSH, double standards and hypocrisy. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. And we have another one here. Where is Minerva these days? She'll answer you, don't worry. The young lady who spoke obviously is very intelligent. Hopefully, what she said was understood and endorsed by the intelligent SLP supporters. Next one. Good morning. You need to show the public the Dubai splurge and other perks that they are missing all the time. That's the SLP. Good morning, Norbert. I am an old man of 81 and I have never seen and heard so much stupidity coming from the SLP. I can't wait anymore. Let's put elections behind us. Let's vote tomorrow. I am ready. My ID is good until 2024. Already, UWP forever. Okay. Next one. Let's see. Brilliance in this young lady's contribution of the day. Good morning, Norbert. Yep, I think she was fantastic. Good morning, Mr. Norbert. What is making me mad? The die-hard SLPs, they are not listening to what UWP has to say. They are listening to the radio stations that are dividing the country. My message to all of them, listen to both sides to know which one is working in the interest of the country. The SLP supporters already have a problem with who is supporting the UWP. People, stop that foolishness. Everyone has a choice to support who they want. Okay, I'll give somebody else's message a highlight. Well said, Mr. Ellis. Thank you very much. Next one from Canada, Toronto. The thing that will kill us in this election is St. Jude's. That hospital will not be completed before election. Gade. Next one. It tasted great. Did you bake it yourself? How did it taste? Tell me in the email. How did it taste? And that's the messages for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating, for your calls, for your messages, for listening to another morning edition of Keeping It Real. Thank you so much. And good morning, and thank you, good afternoon, and good evening to all those of you out there in the diaspora, in Antigua, in Barbados, in the US of A, in Finland. Good morning to you. Canada, United Kingdom, did I say that? In Germany, in Jamaica, in Martinique, in Cayenne, in Guadeloupe, Trinidad, Grenada, St. Vincent, St. Kitts, good morning to you. Puerto Rico, good morning to you. Germany, good morning to you. And those of you all around the world, thank you so much for joining me once again. Coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, the man Champagne with Champagne in the morning. Let's do it. 2 more messages here via WhatsApp. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Great show. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Great show. Great show. You know what I can't seem to comprehend is that, God forbid, the Labour Party wins the elections. Can you ever picture Kenny Anthony working under Philip Pierre? Morning. Another Toronto again. Good morning. How do we present the facts? Through the media. Well, by the media being honest and professional. That's how we do it. Thank you so much. And that was our final comment this morning. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful day today. Yeah. It's the weekend. It's Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Observe the protocols. Love you all. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, I'm Norbert Williams, right here on Sky FM 93.1. Join me Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. for the morning edition of Keeping It Real. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, Minerva Ward joining me from Canada, right near the North Pole. Although it's cold over there, it's gonna be hot in here. Don't you forget, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on GVD TV and streaming live on Facebook. Don't you miss it.
Hello, welcome to the program Champagne in the Morning with yours truly, your favorite guy, Champagne. Join me here every morning from 8 a.m. until 12 noon. We're also live on GBD channel 115 and live stream on the internet. Join me as we discuss all of the current events of our beautiful country and around the world. You too could get into the program by calling in 456-0931 or 485-0931. Thank you for tuning in. Join me 8 a.m. to 12 noon.
Party and the Flubbo family for another in the series of live Flubbo forums this Sunday, 13th June at 7 p.m. Join us live on DBS, Hot FM, GBD TV, Sky Radio, Prime Minister's Facebook page, United Workers' Party Facebook page. See you there.
Working out together as one. Hey.
Rise, beat don't rise. Something restoring the pride. It's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together. Preserve for the future. Restoring the pride. It's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together. Preserve for the future. Yeah, sweet Beatles, nothing like you. So iconic on this beautiful island. Yeah, we adore you, so we will protect you, so your beauty can be seen by all eyes.
We understood the importance of paying salaries and keeping activities, because if all the other sectors were being affected, you at least wanted government to be able to brace it up so there would be some money in circulation. In the absence of tourism being open, we have these projects, all being funded through the World Bank, through CDB, and meanwhile, truck drivers are being hired, quarries are staying open, and now you're employing people. So in essence, it became a massive economic stimulus program. These projects are people-centric projects, and they make a double impact. The impact that they create is, one, immediate jobs and economic activity in your economy, as well as now strengthening your economy so that when you come out of COVID, that you're actually a much stronger country.
I'm here this morning witnessing a milestone for St. Jude's. This is a new hospital. This is a hospital that's going to take the South for the next 50, 60 years. And that's the ambition that we have for the South. And today we're witnessing putting up of the panels, which is a new technology to adapt to climate change, resistant and more efficiency with our air conditioning system. So I'm so proud for the people in the South to have this world-class hospital here that will be delivered very soon. Let's keep working.
Ojo Labs continues its successful artificial intelligence center operation that was established in 2017. The global pandemic simply forced the company to adopt a new work-from-home model. The company employs over 420 people and is actively seeking additional persons as part of its expansion plans. We've witnessed similar positivity in the business processing operations subsector. Not only were the 550 employees retained by ITEL BPO,
but an additional 400 jobs are expected now that the retrofit of the second factory shell is near completion. Even more remarkable, Mr. Speaker, is the plans for a third site that would increase the overall company workforce to 1,200 persons. Between Ojo and ITEL BPO, we are seeing the injection of over $4.5 million in salaries a month in the South.
The government has put in additional money into the St. Lucia Development Bank to help small businesses get off the ground. I'm very excited about this new food park that we're opening up in Gros-Islet, and the goal is to replicate that all throughout the island. What we're doing on Sandy Beach in terms of subdividing the land, what we've done in terms of Lafague and also in Beauchamp and in Forestier and in Choc, all of these places, and putting housing developments in place, where you have now smaller contractors now coming up, because we've offered incentives. Any contractor that can get the job to do 5 homes, we allow the building material to come in duty free. And he also gets those incentives. So the bank benefits because the bank is lending money on our higher value place because it's duty free. The homeowner is benefiting because he's getting a much more expensive house cheaper. And the contractor is benefiting because now they have 4 contracts.
For the future, restoring the pride. It's yours and it's mine. Let's do this together. Preserve for the future. Yeah, sweet Beatles, nothing like you. So iconic on this beautiful island. Yeah, we adore you, so we will protect you.
Join the United Workers' Party and the Flubbo family for another in the series of live Flubbo forums this Sunday, 13th June at 7 p.m. Join us live on DBS, Hot FM, GVD TV, Sky Radio, Prime Minister's Facebook page, United Workers' Party Facebook page. See you there.
Working out together as one.
Bye.